Hello and welcome to Crime in Court. My name is Heather, and this is part 2 of the probable cause affidavit that we are reading for the trial that is currently taking place right now. It is Adam Montgomery versus New Hampshire, state of New Hampshire, and he is on trial for the unaliving of his 5-year-old daughter. So trigger warning, this is graphic content. We're talking about a small child. She was 5 years old when this happened. And we've already gone through some of the background stuff in part 1 regarding this probable cause. We discover that Harmony, her mother, had reported her missing. She had been missing and not seen for over 2 years. And we're going to kind of get into now. This part is the next section we're starting on is the movements of Harmony, the 5-year-old daughter's body from place to place as he was trying to find somewhere to get rid of it and what he does with it. So this is why he is also charged with abuse of a corpse and what else? Falsifying. Here, let's go to the arrest warrant. So, 2nd-degree unaliving, tampering with witnesses and informants, falsifying physical evidence, and abuse of a corpse. And he has already admitted guilt to the lesser charges, but he's still on trial for the 2nd-degree unaliving charge. So, okay, now where was I? Gotta go back to our original page, which is here. Okay. We can close that. All right, so the movements of Harmony Montgomery's body by Adam Montgomery. And remember, Kayla is the stepmother, just to remind you of who the people are. And they were evicted from their home. So it was Adam and Kayla plus 3 small children living in their car. They had a Chrysler Sebring, and that's their car where the incident took place, where he basically beat Harmony to her end. All right, so Harmony's body moved to Kayla's mother's residence on Dubuque Street. So in her June 3rd, 2022 proffer, which is just like an interview, it's like a promise of what I would be saying if I were testifying in court. That's what a proffer is. So Kayla explained how Harmony's body was moved to various locations over the course of the next several months. She stated that after living in Badero's Audi, remember they had to move from their car because the Chrysler Sebring broke down on the very same day that this happened. So they had to abandon their car, and obviously Adam would have had to do something with the body to move it from the car so that they were not caught. Or so he was not caught, because he was trying to hide what he was doing. Or what he did. Where was I? All right, so she stated that after living in Badero's car, so they moved from their Chrysler Sebring to a friend's car in the Colonial Village parking lot. That's where they were living, in the car, in the lot. And sometimes they would bring them food, the Baderos. All right, so she stated that after living in Badero's Audi in the Colonial Village parking lot, that they then moved in with her mother, Christina Lubin, and her mother's boyfriend, John Gallion. So Christina and John lived together, and then Kayla and Adam move in. This is in Manchester, New Hampshire. So Kayla said that when they arrived at the residence, Harmony's body, which was still in a duffel bag, was placed inside of a red cooler with a white top in the common hallway of the apartment building. He just left her in the common area. She stated that the body was left there the whole time the family stayed there until the end of December 2019. And why did Kayla not do anything? I get it. She was scared. I understand when people are in a traumatic situation or being, verbally misused, verbally attacked. I don't want to say the ABUSE word, but because I think that YouTube bans that word. But anyways, if you are being verbally, physically, whatever, if you're in an abusive relationship, I don't know how else to say it, you become traumatized and you don't think clearly. And I know this for a fact because I lived it. So just saying that when you're constantly being berated or told what to do, or if you're scared of your partner, which it seems like Kayla was, and I'm not making any excuses for her because she should have left him way before that, but before all of the stuff that she's about to do. But anyways, you don't think clearly when you're in a situation like that, and you feel desperate to hold on to that little bit of what you have because you fear that it's going to be worse. And they oftentimes tell you that you're not going to be loved. No one else is going to love you. No one else is going to care for you, that kind of thing. And whatever. So they put you down and they put you in a position where you can't leave. Like you feel like you're stuck. So I'm just saying, I feel for Kayla in her situation. I don't agree with the decisions that she makes to staying with him and, helping him to keep this crime a secret. And she also eventually goes and has another baby with him. So she has the 2 boys with him. Kayla is with, what is Kayla's mom's name? Sorry, guys, I totally forgot. It is, I did have it here somewhere. Crystal. Crystal is, Crystal. That's the mother's name, Harmony's mother's name. So Crystal and Adam had Harmony. They ended their relationship, and now he is married to Kayla, his current wife, but they are estranged at this point in time currently. However, I don't know. They were, it seems like from her testimony, which she was on the stand on Friday, she ended on the stand. She's still going to be on the stand today. Today's the 4th day of trial, if I didn't say that already. I don't remember. She does seem like she's still very much in love with Adam and wishes she could be with him, I think. I don't think, I didn't see, like, I felt like she was sorry for Harmony, but I don't feel like there was as much remorse there as there was for herself and being kind of, wishing that she still had her family together. I don't know. That's kind of my take. And maybe that's not fair because, she lost a lot too and she's in jail for it. But she played a hand in some of it. So anyways, let's continue. Sorry, I kind of went on a rant there. So Kayla said, I just want to make sure that you guys have the background information too. So Kayla said that when they arrived at the residence, Harmony's body was still in the duffel bag. He put it in the cooler with a white top, and it was sat in the common hallway in the building until end of December. So on February 18th, 2022, Lubin, remember that's Kayla's mom, Kayla's mom testified before the grand jury for Hillsborough County Northern District. During her testimony, she explained that in December 2019, Adam, Kayla, SM, and DM, so those are the 2 boys, moved in to live with her for 2 or 3 weeks, and they left on December 30th or 31st. Lubin said they did not have Harmony with them, and Kayla told her that Harmony had gone back to live with her mother. So Crystal. at a rehab facility in Massachusetts. Why would a child go live with her mother at a rehab facility? That doesn't make any sense. Lubin testified that during that time frame of December 2019, she was not aware of Adam or Kaylee making any effort to get in touch with Harmony or Crystal Sorey. She also testified that in that time frame, she did not see Adam or Kayla cry and not about not having Harmony or like upset or anything, I guess. All right, so about Kayla's proffer interview, I traveled to Dubuque Street and obtained a consent to search from Lubin and Gallion. So he searched their home. I explained to Lubin that I needed to obtain a red cooler with a white lid. So this is coming from the officer. Lubin stated the cooler had been in her bedroom closet for close to 2 years. I asked her if this cooler had previously been in the common hallway, and she confirmed it was. Lubin and Gallion consented to the search and seizure of the cooler, which is pictured below. The cooler was submitted to the state lab for processing. According to reports received from the state lab, the results of a screening test performed on samples from the cooler were negative for the presence of BL-OOD. In addition, no suitable areas of friction ridge detail were developed on the cooler. So no other really noticeable things, but that's the cooler that Kayla said he put her in. But remember, she's in a duffel bag. He probably, I don't know, wrapped her in some other things, not just a duffel bag, I imagine, so that there was no leakage. Harmony's body moved to Families in Transition Shelter. Families in Transition Shelter is the name of the place on Lake Avenue. Okay. So law enforcement previously knew, and Kayla confirmed in her June proffer interview, that after leaving her mother's house, the family, the two boys, Kayla and Adam, moved into the Families in Transition or FIT shelter, also in Manchester. This was approximately 12/30/2019. In her proffer interview, Kayla said that the Under Armour bag with Harmony's body was brought to the FIT shelter as well. Kayla said that Adam placed it in the ceiling vent in the bedroom. Kayla stated that during this time, there was liquid coming from the bag containing Harmony's body, and there was an odor. She and Adam placed a trash bag around the bag to keep it from leaking. So she had a hand in helping Adam. But I believe that in her testimony, she felt like she was forced or that she was afraid of him, so she helped him. But it's up to the jury to decide if they believe her or not. All right, so the search of FIT shelter on Lake Avenue. On June 4th, 2022, detectives conducted a search of Lake Avenue shelter. During the search of the apartment, detectives located a ceiling vent in the room pictured here. As you can see, that's where they were living. The kids were sleeping on the beds. They were sleeping on mattresses on the floor, the adults. And that is where they were living, and Harmony was up in the ceiling for some time while they were living there. Detectives removed the vent in order to check the top side of the ceiling sheetrock. There, next to the opening for the ceiling vent, detectives located a large area of staining. This area is directly next to the ceiling vent where Kayla Montgomery described that Adam Montgomery put Harmony's body in the underarm bag. So she's in the bag and he puts her up in the ceiling. Detectives noted that this area had a smell consistent with decomposition because it wouldn't have been aired out at all. I mean, it's like this closed in space, and that smell can seep into everything. All right, so the photo below was taken by a detective who was standing up in the ceiling vent hole after the vent was removed. The area of the staining is circled, so you can see all the staining here is bodily fluids from where Liberty was. I'm sorry, where Harmony was. All right, so a large section of the ceiling sheetrock was removed and seized, which included the stain, metal framing, and the hole for the ceiling vent. The ceiling vent itself was also seized. The below photos show the area of sheetrock and metal framing that was seized. The area of staining is again circled. So they took this whole area from the ceiling and the vent itself, and especially this. So they cut out the big sheet of sheetrock, it's called, I guess. Yeah, sheetrock, and the framing. All right, so forensic testing of the ceiling section from the Fit shelter on Lake Avenue. The ceiling sheetrock with the metal framing attached together with the vent were submitted to the state lab for serology, DNA, and latent friction ridge or fingerprint processing. In a report dated 6/10/2022, Martin Orlowitz, criminologist 1 at the state lab, wrote that 13 areas of friction ridge detail were developed, 6 on the metal framing attached to the sheetrock and 7 on the metal vent itself. In a report dated 7/6/2022, criminologist Orlowitz noted that not all areas of friction ridge detail were sufficient to be identifiable, and some of the areas contained multiple impressions. In all, criminologist Orlowitz noted and analyzed 10 identifiable impressions, 9 from the metal vent and 1 from the framing. Criminologist Orlowitz matched all 9 of the identifiable impressions from the metal vent to Adam Montgomery. 3 of his left middle finger, 2 of his left little finger, 1 of his left ring and middle fingers, simultaneously fingers impressions, so together, and 1 of his left index finger, 1 of his right index finger, and 1 of his left palm. Both Adam and Kayla Montgomery were excluded from the impression from the metal framing, so this impression was subsequently searched through multiple automated biometric identification systems, so an ABIS database. As a result, the impression from the metal framing was identified as the left little ring middle and index simultaneous fingers impressions of Yared B. Luhano Mondrag. Investigators were able to confirm that an individual with that name was a drywall installer who worked at that building. Wow. Crazy that his fingerprints are sitting there, and later on they're trying to weed him out for an investigation. That's crazy that they're able to do that. Excuse me. So on June 9th, 2022, the state lab confirmed that serology testing on the ceiling section produced several positive samples of humid fluids. The state lab attempted DNA analysis on the ceiling section, but it was not successful due to what has been explained to me as the process of potential inhibitors, which prevented further analysis. 2 samples were cut from the area of staining and 1 from the framing, and they were sent to DNA Labs International in Florida, as was Harmony's DNA profile as obtained from the toothbrush that they obtained from the Sebring, and Crystal Sori's DNA profile they took as obtained via consent, and Adam Montgomery's DNA profile as obtained via a search warrant. Sorry, I got an itch. When tested, one of the samples from the stain and the sample from the metal framing had an insufficient amount of DNA, and no further analysis was performed. The other sample from the skin indicated a mixture of at least 2 individuals with at least 1 male contributor. Due to the complex nature of the mixed DNA profile, it was inconclusive for comparison purposes. Subsequently, the decision was made to send the entire ceiling section to DNA Labs International with the expectation that seeing the section, analysts there would be able to identify the best areas for testing. Prior to sending the sealing section, the metal framing was removed. When the metal framing was removed, darker staining was observed under some of the metal framing pieces. This staining appeared to have emanated from the area of staining that was first observed. Interesting. So, as of the cause of the first area of staining had also wicked beneath the bordering metal frames. So, it went beyond the metal framing in the section that it seeped out farther than that little section that it was in. So the darker staining was thick in some areas and had a texture, and it had a scent consistent with decomposition. And they're really explaining it well. In addition, looking at the bottom of the metal framing that was touching the darker staining, it appeared as if the darker staining had adhered to the metal framing as well. So the two pictures below show the darker staining under the metal framing. The first picture shows a large part of the original sealing section which was seized, and that area of staining that was first observed is circled. And the locations where the original two samples were cut can be seen in the circle. The dark staining discovered under the metal frame... Oh, my dog's dropping things. Sorry. The dark staining observed under the metal framing runs horizontally from the top of the circled area. The second picture shows a closer view of the darker staining. The texture can be observed, as can the apparent transfer of the stain onto the metal framing. You can see the metal framing was removed, and all that is bodily fluids that seeped under there and got stuck. All right, so the sealing section and removed metal framing were submitted to DNA Labs International for testing. On 8/4/2022, forensic DNA analyst Alan Ackroyd Isles of DNA Labs International, that's my guess, of how to say his name, issued a report of the analysis of the sealing sheetrock. The report notes that two samples were collected from the sheetrock, which were then combined into one sample. The DNA profile obtained from the one sample indicated at least one female contributor and was interpreted as two contributors. The report noted the DNA profile obtained from the sample is approximately 4.1 billion times more probable if the sample originated from Harmony Montgomery and an unknown person than if it originated from two unknown persons. This analysis provides very strong support for the position that Harmony Montgomery is a contributor to the DNA profile obtained from that sample. The report also notes limited support from the proposition that Crystal Sorey and Adam Montgomery are not contributors to the DNA profile obtained. Okay, so we don't know who the other person is. Further testing was performed on the sealing sheetrock in a report dated 9/14/2022. Forensic DNA analyst Ackroyd Isles noted that another sample was taken from the sheetrock, which indicated a mixture of at least two individuals. Harmony Montgomery, Crystal Sorey, and Adam Montgomery could not be ruled out as possible contributors to the mixed DNA. The report noted the DNA profile obtained from the sample is approximately 1.1 trillion times more probable if the sample originated from Harmony Montgomery and one unknown person than it is originated from two unknown persons. This analysis provides very strong support for the position that Harmony Montgomery is a contributor to the DNA profile obtained from the sample. The DNA profile obtained from the sample is approximately 1.5 times more probable if the sample originated from Crystal Sorey and one unknown person than it is if it originated from two unknown persons. Therefore, the strength of support for either proposition could not be determined as the likelihood ratio is uninformative. The DNA profile obtained from the sample is approximately 69 times more probable if the sample originated from two unknown persons than if it originated from Adam Montgomery and one unknown person. This analysis provides limited support for the proposition that Adam Montgomery is not the contributor to the DNA profile obtained, so it's possible he is. Testing was also performed on two of the metal framing pieces. One of the metal framing pieces had an insufficient amount of DNA and no further analysis was performed. A sample from the other metal framing piece provided a DNA profile of at least one contributor. Harmony Montgomery could not be ruled out as a possible contributor to the profile. Crystal Sorey and Adam Montgomery were excluded as contributors to the profile. The DNA profile obtained from the sample is approximately 1.4 trillion times more probable if the sample originated from Harmony Montgomery than if it originated from an unknown person. So they definitely believe that the sample it came from Harmony based on DNA testing. All right, so on June 23rd, 2022, Kayla participated in a second proffer interview. Remember, the first one was on the 3rd of June, so now she's back in on the 23rd of June. During her proffer interview, she described a time when a maintenance worker came to check the vent in their unit at the Fit shelter after a complaint from another resident who Kayla identified as Paula from apartment number 5. Kayla said that once people at Fit started saying they could smell something, Adam took the Under Armour bag containing Harmony's body, which was inside of a trash bag, from the ceiling, put it all inside of another trash bag, and then replaced it in the ceiling. Kayla said that once maintenance was called to check the vent, Adam put the trash bag's Under Armour bag, or Harmony's body, all of the above, into the closet. Kayla stated that when maintenance checked the vent, they said it must have been a dead animal or something because they didn't see anything up there. Wow. But they would have smelled it, so they would have known something was up there. All right, so Paula, the neighbor, was identified as Paula Maldonado Phoebes. I don't know. I spoke with Maldonado Phoebes. I'll say Phoebes. I have no idea. Via telephone. Maldonado said that Adam, Kayla, and their 2 kids moved in to the Fit shelter about 2 to 3 weeks after she moved in. She recalled Adam one time bringing up his daughter, and when asking where his daughter was, he said she was with her mother. His mother. Sorry, Harmony's grandmother. Okay, so this is a different lie. So before they were all telling everybody, Kayla too was telling everybody that she was with Crystal, Harmony's mom, and that they gave her to her mom. But now they're saying Adam's mom, Harmony's grandma. Okay, so I asked her about a complaint that the Montgomery apartment smelled, and she said it was her friend Mandy who made the complaint. She stated Mandy dropped off some clothes for the newborn and noted the apartment smell. Maldonado stated that Mandy was now deceased. I believe Mandy to be Amanda Crosby, who Kayla identified as being a female who lived at the shelter, who is now deceased. All right, so on June 4th, 2022, I received a copy of maintenance reports from the Fit shelter. One report stated that on 2/5/2020, while the Montgomerys still resided in apartment 1, the residents of apartment 2 noted that there was a slight odor when they turned on the heat. In addition, on 2/21/22, there was a report of a weird smell coming from the vents inside of apartment 1, which was requested to be looked at. This was the same unit where Adam and Kayla had lived, and it was made just after they moved out. I don't know what that means. It was made. All right, so Harmony's body moved. Oh, maybe they meant it was moved when they moved. I don't know. All right, so Harmony's body moved to Union Street. So it went from the car to the Sebring to the Audi to Kayla's mom's house to the Fitz shelter. So that's how many different locations now? And now we're moving it to Union Street. So in Kayla's first proffer on the 3rd of June in 2022, she had stated that after living at the Fitz shelter, the 4 of them, Adam, Kayla, and the 2 boys, moved to an apartment at 644 Union Street in Manchester. Police were previously in possession of a lease agreement that was signed apparently by Adam and Montgomery on 2020 for themselves and 2 children on the lease. So Kayla said that when they moved to the apartment at 644 Union Street, they brought Harmony's body with them. She said that Adam put the Under Armour duffel bag with Harmony's body, which was inside of 1 or 2 trash bags, into a plastic bin storage container, which was then pushed on a stroller from Lake Avenue to Union Street. Oh my God. Okay. Kayla said that Adam first placed the plastic bin storage container into a closet in the bedroom. Kayla said that Adam then at one point took the Under Armour bag out of the plastic bin storage container and that the Under Armour bag was leaking. Kayla said Adam put another trash bag around the Under Armour bag and placed it into the refrigerator. Kayla stated that at some point after Harmony's body was in the refrigerator, Adam transferred Harmony's body from the Under Armour duffel bag into a new bag. Kayla stated that this happened in the bathroom. Kayla stated that on the day in question, Adam spent 4 to 6 hours inside the bathroom at Union Street with the shower running. Kayla then described Adam as placing Harmony's body inside of what she described as a CMC, Catholic Medical Center bag, is a maternity bag. I believe there's a picture in this too. So this bag was much smaller than the Under Armour duffel bag, and it would likely not fit Harmony's body unless it was dismembered or grossly distorted. Kayla described an odor coming from the bathroom and saw steam coming from the bathroom when Adam would open the door. Kayla recalled the scent of cleaning supplies in the bathroom when Adam had finished up. Kayla stated that afterwards, Adam placed the CMC maternity bag inside of the freezer in Union Street. She described the freezer refrigerator as a standard over-under freezer refrigerator combo. So, typical fridge. After Kayla's first proffer interview, investigators obtained an exemplar CMC maternity bag that they suspected might be the same as the one into which Harmony's body had been placed. During Kayla's second proffer, she identified the bag shown below as being the same style of bag that Harmony's body was placed in. So this tiny little bag. In her second proffer interview, Kayla said that Adam actually transferred Harmony's body from the duffel bag to the CMC maternity bag while they were still at the Fitz shelter. So she changed her story, saying that it happened. And on the stand, she said it was at the Fitz shelter as well. In her testimony on Friday, she said that this interaction or this happened where he was in the bathroom for several hours actually happened at the Fitz Center. So she said that this happened about a day or two after maintenance checked the vent in their unit and that the bags with Harmony's body were in the closet during the 1 to 2 day time frame. Kayla said that Adam made the transfer to the CMC maternity bag in the bathroom of apartment 1, zipped the CMC maternity bag shut, and then put it in the closet. Oh, so that bag has a zipper. Oh yeah, it does. How do you fit her in there? My God. All right, so Harmony's body moved to Portland Pie Company freezer on Elm Street. So another move. Kayla stated that she herself then brought the CMC maternity bag containing Harmony's body to Adam's place of work, the Portland Pie Company restaurant on Elm Street in Manchester, while they were living at the Fitz Center. This was done at Adam's request the same day that Adam transferred Harmony's body into the CMC maternity bag. Kayla stated that she pushed SM and DM to Portland Pie Company in a front back stroller, and the CMC maternity bag with Harmony's body was between the two boys in the stroller. Are you freaking kidding me? Kayla said Adam kept the CMC maternity bag with Harmony's body in the walk-in cooler at the restaurant for a week or so. The bag was then brought back to the Fitz Center before being brought to the Union Street apartment that they eventually moved to. So a lot of moving going on in this scenario here. So in speaking with former Portland Pie Company employee Cameron Gibney, he stated he had worked at the restaurant as a server and front of the house manager until about a month before the restaurant closed. It should be noted that Portland Pie Company in Manchester closed on or about COVID. Yeah, COVID. All right, so he recalled seeing the CMC bag in the cooler on a couple occasions on both the floor and shelf, but never questioned Montgomery about it since he knew he had children. Okay, but you didn't see it, and I mean, you saw it, but didn't say anything or do anything. All right, so Gibney described the bag as a tote with straps and stated it was possibly white with red or pink. Gibney confirmed that he had seen Adam Montgomery and only him handling the bag and bringing it in. On August 23rd, 2022, Gibney was shown a photograph of the CMC bag and confirmed that it was the same bag that he had seen in the cooler. Former Portland Pie Company employee Emily Thompson, who worked as a delivery driver, also vaguely recalled Adam tucking a bag into the cooler, but could not remember the details of it. It should be noted that Adam Montgomery worked at the restaurant as a dishwasher and cook between 1/14/2022 and 2/22/2020. That's a lot of twos. These witnesses corroborate what Kayla stated about her bringing Harmony's body in the CMC maternity bag to Portland Pie Company and Adam keeping the bag in the cooler there. All right, so Harmony's body repackaged in the CMC maternity bag. Kayla also advised in the 6/23/2022 proffer that she was actually in the Union Street bathroom when Adam took Harmony out of the CMC bag. A photo of the bathroom follows for reference. This was taken recently and is only for size layout purposes. The personal possessions in the photo belong to a different tenant and not Adam and Kayla. So, because they're not living there now, but just imagine that this was Adam and Kayla's bathroom. So Kayla stated that Adam took Harmony out of the CMC maternity bag in the Union Street bathroom so that he could add lime to the CMC maternity bag to help with the decomposition of Harmony's body. Kayla explained that Adam dumped Harmony's body out of the CMC maternity bag into the shower. Kayla said Harmony wasn't bones. She had skin, teeth, and hair, and Kayla could still tell it was her. Kayla and Adam put about half a bag of lime, so Kayla helped apparently put the lime in with the body. So they both put about half a bag of lime or a little more into the CMC maternity bag and showed with their hands that the bag of lime was consistent with a 40-pound bag. Based on Kayla's description of this process, Adam had a difficult time fitting Harmony's body back into the CMC maternity bag. Harmony's body was frozen. Kayla saw Adam run the hot water in the shower and tried squishing, quote, squishing Harmony's flesh to thaw it out and to make it easier to fit into the bag. I told you this was going to be graphic. Kayla helped cut Harmony's clothes off of her body to make her fit into the bag better as well. Kayla described Adam eventually pushing and pushing on Harmony's body, and then she heard a bang. She was not able to elaborate on what that bang was. Adam also banged the CMC Montgomery bag on the floor while zipping it. Jeez. Kayla said, you can just imagine, like, it was so overfilled and they're trying to shove her little body in there with a bunch of lime. It's awful. Kayla said that she also helped zip close the CMC maternity bag. After the CMC maternity bag finally zipped shut, it went into the apartment freezer. So that's when he put it in their freezer. Adam then cleaned up the bathroom with ammonia. On 6/30/2022, Detective Ray Hill received maintenance records from Dennis Cloutier, I don't know, who was the maintenance person back when Adam and Kayla lived at Union Street. He is also the current maintenance worker. It should be noted that a service request was executed on 2/27/2020 at Union Street, apartment number 2, where Adam and Kayla lived. The request reads, snake tub and fix lever. This request was 5 days after Adam's employment ended at Portland Pie Company. U-Haul rented to dispose of Harmony's body. So now we're moving it again. Kayla stated that Adam kept the CMC bag with Harmony's body inside the freezer of Union Street, apartment number 2, until sometime during the spring of 2022. She wasn't sure if it was March or May of 2022 when Adam rented a U-Haul and during the overnight hours made a trip to an unknown destination to dispose of Harmony's body. Kayla stated she did not know the location of where Adam dumped Harmony's body. Kayla stated that Adam returned in the morning hours, but she could not recall what time exactly. Kayla stated that around the time that Adam disposed of Harmony's body, they stayed at the Econolodge or the Comfort Inn in Manchester, New Hampshire. She said Adam brought the CMC bag with Harmony's body to the hotel and placed it into the mini refrigerator. She was that small. They could put it in a mini fridge in the room. She was a tiny little thing, but they would have really had to have manipulated her body still to get it in there. She was very skinny and she was tiny too, but still, I don't know how they got her in there. Kayla said that they were accompanied by Travis Beach and his girlfriend, who Kayla only knew as Brittany. Manchester police know Brittany to be a reference to a specific person, Brittany Bedard. Kayla recalled that Adam went to rent the U-Haul with either Travis, Brittany, or both. Kayla saw the U-Haul from the hotel window, and she described it as a van with a large 1999 on the back, which is consistent with the lettering numbering of a U-Haul rental. Kayla said that after the U-Haul was rented, Adam left in the middle of the night at approximately midnight or 1 a.m. Adam told her he was leaving and he would be back. He took the CMC maternity bag. She didn't see him have anything else with him. Kayla said that Adam didn't want her to know where he was going in case something like this happened, apparently in reference to Kayla proffering the information to police. So Kayla said Adam then returned at approximately 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning. When he returned, he seemed very tired, and he said words to the effect of, "It's done." Kayla said she didn't see the CMC maternity bag after that. It should be noted that in Kayla's second proffer, her statements were consistent about the U-Haul and did not materially differ from her original proffer. So that part is we can assume to be factual, or at least to the best of her recollection. So, corroboration of Adam Montgomery using a U-Haul to dispose of Harmony's body. Around the time that the Manchester Police Department began looking into the whereabouts of Harmony, the department established a 24/7 tip line so members of the public could call in with information. On 2/26/2022, Police Service Specialist Stratton advised that there was a call that came through the Harmony Montgomery tip line. PSS Stratton noted that the tip came from phone number ending in 5255. I called the tipster, who wanted to remain anonymous. The tipster stated that a Jenny Paris and her boyfriend Travis Beach had come to the tipster's residence a month ago and disclosed that approximately 2 years ago, Adam Montgomery frantically asked Beach if he could rent Adam a U-Haul truck. The tipster stated that Adam did not disclose what the U-Haul truck was going to be used for, but stated that Adam asked Beach in a frantic manner to rent the vehicle. Isn't that something? Detective Feliciano located Beach and Paris in the rear parking lot of their apartment building in their vehicle and attempted to interview Beach. Beach was uncooperative and stated he would not answer any questions unless it was with his attorney or probation parole officer. That's interesting. On 3/9/2022, Deputy U.S. Marshal Tufts and I made contact with Beach at the Hillsborough County Probation and Parole Office. I asked Beach to tell us about Adam asking for a U-Haul. Beach stated he recalled it was around wintertime of 2019, early 2022. Beach stated that he had run into Adam on the street in the area of Union/Bridge at the convenience store. So Adam continued to say, I effed up, I'm so effed. Beach stated he and Brittany. Beach stated Adam wouldn't tell him what he meant when he said, I effed up, I'm so effed. Beach stated he was with Brittany Bedard and Adam was with Kayla and their 2 boys. Beach was asked if he had ever seen Harmony, and he stated he had not. Adam asked them to rent him a U-Haul, and he recalled Brittany renting Adam a box truck. So Brittany rented it from the U-Haul on South Willow Street in Manchester. Beach stated that they left from there, and the next day Brittany called U-Haul to make sure Adam had returned it, and he had. So that was that interaction there. Beach stated he had never heard of or seen Harmony and only knew Adam to have 2 sons. These people, and this guy's supposed to be his friend. Beach stated he thought, Harmony was 5. So either he didn't see this guy in 5 years, or he hid Harmony from him for 5 years. I don't know. So Beach stated he thought Adam and Kayla were living on the 2nd floor of an apartment on Union Street at the time of the U-Haul incident. Beach was asked if he ever knew Adam and Kayla to have a car, and he stated he had never seen them with a car. Beach was asked why he hadn't been cooperative initially, and he stated once he saw things in the news, he put it 2 and 2 together and thought maybe it was related. As I continued to ask Beach questions, Beach then asked what I was, quote, getting at, and stated he wanted an attorney. All right. So for 2022, Detective Ray Hill and I interviewed Bobby Johnson, an inmate at the Hillsborough County House of Corrections, who wished to speak with us about the Harmony Montgomery investigation, specifically in regards to Travis Beach. Interesting. Johnson has known Beach for 7 to 8 years. Johnson stated he had a conversation with Beach a few weeks prior at the end of March or beginning of April 2022. Johnson stated they were at a house with substances, getting high and smoking C. Beach stated he had something to tell Johnson that was eating at him. Beach stated Adam was one of his best friends, right? So how did he not know about Harmony? For 5 years, he hid her? I don't think so. Johnson stated also present at the time was Beach's girlfriend, Jenna Lee Paris. Beach stated Adam called him and came over to his place, and Adam said he effed up, that he did wrong and needed his help. Johnson stated Beach's girlfriend then stopped him from saying anything further to Johnson about Adam's statements. I bet that's not true. Johnson, I don't know. I just get the feeling like she wasn't just like, okay, don't tell us anymore. I doubt that. All right, so Johnson stated the tone of the conversation was that Beach was going to say that Adam ended the child and disposed of the body. He stated Beach was saying Adam was asking him for a few days to help him get rid of stuff. Beach stated they drove around the county for the next few days getting rid of stuff. Johnson stated that Beach never mentioned body parts, but that it was stuff wrapped in plastic or plastic bags. Johnson also mentioned Johnson also mentioned Adam asking for tools and supplies and included blankets and tarps from Beach. Jenna Lee told Beach not to talk further about it because it could get him in trouble. Johnson felt that Beach was trying to get it off his chest. Beach also stated to him that the police had been looking for him to ask him information. I asked him who else was there during the conversation, and he said just Beach, Jenna Lee, and himself. Johnson added that he believed Beach mentioned the west side of Manchester as areas they went and possibly a street starting with the letter C. Johnson also believed Beach was driving when all of this happened. All right, so on April 21st, 2022, Detective Rahill and I interviewed Travis Beach at the New Hampshire State Prison and his probation officer, Officer Wright. Beach stated that Adam Montgomery requested that Beach rent a U-Haul for him. Beach did not have a license, so he used Brittany to rent the U-Haul for them. Now he says them. For him, them. I don't know. For Beach and them. Never mind. It confused me. All right. He stated that they had children with them, but only 2 children. Beach believed that the weather was starting to get warm, but there was snow on the ground and that it was potentially inside a February or March timeframe in 2020. Beach stated that he was staying at the Comfort Inn around this time and that Adam and Kayla were staying at the Econo Lodge. He advised that during the... So why? I mean, didn't they have the apartment? So why are they staying at the Econo Lodge? Unless they got kicked out of the apartment too, but it never says. So why are they like living at the Econo Lodge or just staying there temporarily? I don't know. He advised that during this time when Adam was requesting a U-Haul, Adam approached Beach stating that he effed up. He believed this to be after the U-Haul was rented. So he said it after. Adam never told Beach what he needed the U-Haul for, and Beach never asked. Beach advised that Adam told him that he was having... Okay, so Beach said Adam was having problems with DCYF during this time and that was why they were staying at the Econo Lodge. Oh, okay. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. I think they were hiding out if they were staying at the Econo Lodge for some reason. Prior to the interview, concluding, Beach signed a consent to search for his Facebook account after stating he and Adam had used this platform to communicate. Beach provided us with his login information and a preservation was completed for his account, which was identified as Facebook account TDBeach618. After the preservation was completed, I attempted to log into the account, but the login information did not work. In her June 3, 2022 proffer, Kayla explained that the reason why she initially said that the last time she saw Harmony was when Adam dropped her off to work at Dunkin' Donuts, was because Adam had told her to say that time frame and to say that Adam was returning Harmony to her mother's. So back to Crystal. She said, in essence, that Adam told her she wouldn't get in trouble if she just stuck to the story. It's pretty ballsy, but okay. On June 9th, 2022, Detective Ray Hill and I conducted a voluntary interview with Nicole Giles, a former tenant of the Fitz Center. Giles lived at this address during the time period when Adam and Kayla were the residents there and were an associate of theirs. So they hung out kind of in the same groups, I guess. Giles remembered going to the Econo Lodge to see Kayla and Adam during the time when Kayla and Adam were living at Union Street. She advised that she did not go to the hotel room but believed she dropped something off to them. She also believed this was odd that they were renting a hotel while they also had an apartment in the city. And that's what I'm saying. Why were they staying at the Econo Lodge when they have an apartment? I don't know. What do you guys think? Please let me know in the comments below. We're going to read just a couple more and then we'll end it for today for part 2. All right, so the interview with Brittany Bedard. On June 27th, 2022, Detective Ray Hill, Deputy Tufts of the U.S. Marshal Service, and I were in Daytona Beach, Florida to try to locate Brittany Bedard. With the assistance of the Daytona Beach Police Department, Bedard was located and she agreed to a voluntary interview. We explained to Bedard why we wanted to speak with her. Bedard remembered going to Adam and Kayla's located at the Union Street apartment and playing with one of their children. She was able to pull up a photo she took during that time on her cell phone. The photo was time-stamped as 6:02 p.m. on 3/1/2022. Metadata associated with the photo showed a GPS location at 644 Union Street. Bedard also provided us with her email address at this time. Bedard believed that around the time frame she had rented the hotel room at the Econo Lodge. She stated that she believed that she tried to rent a room at the Comfort Inn but did not end up renting it due to having to put down a large deposit on the room. She believed that she was refunded for the room and then they went to the Econo Lodge to rent a room, so they switched hotels. Bedard stated that when they were at the Comfort Inn with Adam and Kayla and their kids, she remembers seeing a CMC bag in between Kayla's 2 children in a stroller. In between the 2 children in a stroller. Just let that sink in. So Kayla is, in my opinion, she has a lot of fault in this too. But like I said, I give her a lot of grace because of the fact that she's in a situation where she might feel stuck and alone and all by herself, and she might feel like Adam and her kids are all she has, and she's feeling lost and alone at this point. That's my assumption why she would help. That's why I feel she would help with that, because of the mistreatment that she's been that she's received from Adam over the years. It breaks you down. Anyways, so Bedard remembered staying at the 3rd or 4th floor at the Econo Lodge facing the front parking lot in a room with 1 queen bed. Detective Ray Hill was able to get the hotel room information from Brittany Bedard from Econo Lodge, which showed that she rented 2 hotel rooms for 2 nights. The 3rd and the 4th of March, one being room 216 and the other being 313. Detective Cahill later went to the Econo Lodge and confirmed that room 313 was a front parking lot south side and had 1 queen bed. Room 216 was on the back north parking lot north side and had 2 queen beds. All right, so Bedard believed that at some point she and Beach went to the U-Haul location on South Willow Street in Manchester to rent a U-Haul. She said that she was in the vehicle, possibly her mother's vehicle, and went into U-Haul to help pay for the transaction. She believed that the transaction was around $30. She claimed that she did not rent the U-Haul due to her not having a valid license. She thought that a taller, skinny white male rented the U-Haul. Well, who is that? She was unsure if it was Adam. She stated that she did remember Adam driving the U-Haul sometime after it was rented. She believed Adam dropped her and Beach off, so maybe Adam did rent it. I don't know. She believed Adam dropped her and Beach off at the 7-Eleven convenience store, possibly on Queen City Avenue in Manchester. Bedard thought the rental was a smaller 10-foot box truck due to the fact that she had to sit on the ground between the driver and the front passenger. Bedard claimed that this was the only time she was in the U-Haul. Additionally, Bedard remembered that the U-Haul being parked along the back side of the Econo Lodge along the building on the north side. So she remembers seeing it there. Records regarding U-Haul rental. On 6/3/2022, Detective Rahill received contract agreements for 2/29/2020 to 3/5/2020 from Dan Gilmet, who is the executive assistant at U-Haul. The contracts were specifically for 10-foot box trucks and vans due to the fact that Travis and Brittany believed the U-Haul that was rented to have been a box truck and Kaylee believed it to have been a van. So Detective Rahill was able to locate a rental that had the name Travis Beach as the additional contact. The rental began on 3/3/2020 at approximately 5:49 p.m. and ended the next day on 3/4/2020 at approximately 1:47 p.m. The rental was from the 515 S. Willow Street location in Manchester. It was located by Brendan Middleton, and it should be noted that according to the Manchester Police Department's in-house information on file, I know that Middleton is reportedly 6 feet tall and approximately 175 pounds. So who is Brendan Middleton? All right, so that's consistent with what Bedard said, a tall, skinny white male, 6 feet and 175 pounds. The total rental mileage was approximately 133 miles. The rental cost was approximately $32.49 with an additional charge of $104.74, which, according to Gilmet, was never paid. Information from U-Haul showed that the $32.49 was paid via a MasterCard, having a partial number here ending in 762. A subpoena was sent to PayPal on 7/20/22 for Brittany Bedard's account information. On 7/27/2022, I received information from PayPal confirming the MasterCard used to rent the U-Haul was in fact Brittany Bedard's. Gilmet was able to provide me with the vehicle information for the above referenced U-Haul rented in Middleton, or by Middleton. The vehicle was a 2019 GMC Savannah, Arizona registration. The GMC Savannah is a cargo van, which is consistent with the vehicle described by Kayla. This vehicle is no longer in the custody of U-Haul and was since sold at auction on or about 5/14. So it makes it a little harder without the actual van. All right, so an interview with Brendan Middleton. On July 6th, 2022, Detective Davenport and I made contact with Brendan Middleton at his address in Manchester, New Hampshire. Prior to meeting, I spoke with Middleton on the phone and stated I needed to speak to him about a U-Haul. Middleton stated he had rented a U-Haul for a friend a while back. Middleton ultimately stated that he had been that he had picked up Travis Beach and his girlfriend, who he later confirmed was Brittany Bedard, at the Econo Lodge in Manchester a couple of years back at night when it was dark out. Middleton stated he drove them to the U-Haul on South Willow Street to rent a U-Haul because they said they needed to move furniture or something along those lines. Beach and Bedard did not have IDs or a debit card, so Middleton helped them rent either a U-Haul van or a small box truck using his debit card, which he stated would be a Bank of America debit card. Middleton stated he then drove the U-Haul vehicle to the gas station right next to U-Haul, and Beach and Bedard drove his car and followed. Middleton stated from the gas station he was unsure of which one of them drove off with the U-Haul, where it was taken, or what it was actually used for. I asked Middleton how he would communicate with Beach, and he stated it would usually be through Facebook or text messages. So Travis Beach's Facebook records. Subsequently, I completed a search warrant for one of Beach's favorite accounts and discovered communication about the U-Haul rental between Travis Beach and a deleted Facebook account identified with the ending number of 5803, which is known through the investigation to have been used by Adam Montgomery. So he deleted this account after having these interactions. Previously, a search warrant was obtained for the 5803 account, but according to Facebook, it has also been deleted and no relevant content is available. Now that's a problem, Facebook. How do you not have a record of this? That's a real serious problem. However, multiple other individuals have identified Facebook messages they exchanged with the 5803 account as being messages they exchanged with Adam Montgomery. Travis Beach had a couple conversations about assistance with renting a U-Haul on 3/3/2022 with Teresa Morrill and the Facebook account Backwards Boy Audit. I don't know. Teresa Morrill asked Travis if he was moving after he asked about the U-Haul. Beach stated, no, Adam Montgomery is. On 3/2/2020 at 1:36:26 Eastern Time, Beach stated to the 5803 account, her mom said a big fat no, scry bubba. What? Beach stated to Adam's account, her mom said a big fat no, scry bubba. Or sorry, Bubba. Sorry. That's what that says. SRY. All right. So 3/3/2020 at 9:11, Beach messaged the same account again and stated, yo, we have her mass whip. Call me ASAP. A short time later, they had a call that lasted approximately 2 minutes. Travis Beach also had a conversation with the Facebook account John Person on 3/3/2020 at 7:09 Eastern PM. Beach indicated that he was in room 313 at the Econo Lodge. This information is consistent with the rental and room number we obtained from the Econo Lodge. And I think I'm going to stop it here. And then we'll start reading the text messages in the next part. Because below is a conversation between Beach and the 5803, which is Adam. So we'll get into that next time. Please let me know what you think about this case. I know it's wild. It's very hard to listen to. Some of it is very difficult, especially just thinking about that poor little girl. So we want justice for Harmony, so that's why we're reading this. So the world knows what happened to her and we won't forget her. So please leave a message in the comments below. Tell me what you think. Leave a message to the Montgomerys, for Harmony's family if you want. And be sure to check in next time and hit that subscribe button so you get part 3. I will talk to you later, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.